Good morning, 411 Business Mastermind Group. Rob Thompson.
Joy Morales.
And we're back with Shift Happens, your AI podcast today. Let's say, so we're both back. We were both out of pocket for a little bit for different trips. How was your trip?
It was great.
Good.
I had a great time and got to rest a little bit. Unfortunately, I came back with some sinus. So if I don't sound the same, that's why.
Not COVID?
No, not COVID.
Okay, that's good. That's good. We were in Oregon, ran a half marathon. That was fun times. That was good stuff.
I don't see the difference between us. Your time away, you run a marathon. My time away, not so much.
Yeah, it's a different. Glad you had fun.
Yes.
So today I think we're going to talk. Well, let's see. So who are we? We are.
I'm Joy Morales, and I have Your AI Wizards, which Rob is a part of.
Yep.
Because we love AI.
We do. Yep. And we're doing this because we're AI enthusiasts, and it's going to change everything. It really. I was thinking about this last night. So OpenAI announced that if they don't already have it soon, they're going to have real time searching of the internet, which you can put in queries now, and it integrates with Bing, and so you can do, I would say, near real time, because it's still searching the web, so it's still searching published content. But when they go to the next phase of it, where it's able to search real time data that's not necessarily published, like right there on the TV, we have financial market information streaming. The ability to search that real time as it's happening with an AI. I was just thinking about how that's going to change not just financial activity, but it's going to. You can search real time sentiment, non-published sentiment. It's not searching blogs of people that have done the analysis. It's doing analysis on real time information. It's going to sound weird, but I was thinking that's almost time travel. When you scale it out to the power of an AI that can search and index that stuff real time. It's just going to be fascinating.
Well, they had a lot of announcements yesterday on their Dev Day, and we're going to talk about that in upcoming episodes because it's changing. I just didn't think it would have such an impact and have so many changes so fast. I mean, you think about when ChatGPT came out, and it was a year anniversary when they did that Dev Day.
So I know this is a little bit maybe conspiracy land, but I think they already have AGI, and I think that they are just releasing it in phases. Honestly, that's I know some other programmers that think that's a naive statement, but at the speed with it's coming, if we have this, what now publicly, what do we already have? But yeah, I don't think people understand, and it's hard to even articulate the scale of the change and what that could mean. I was in a restaurant the other day, and we were having lunch with someone, and we were talking about what this could mean. And I told them, envision that this restaurant, right, there's maybe 30 people in the restaurant right now, but what if there were 1 million people? AI scales like that. The same space could host enough hardware to run 1 million instantiations of a persona. So you could have 1 million people in that room doing that kind of work. So I was trying to think of a way to convey the scalability of what this does.
Well, and that's what we want to do on this podcast is we like doing all of the listening to all the things and trying different things out, but then bringing it down to the small business owner on how to implement it into their workflow. And that's kind of the trick, because we try so many things, and the next thing is better than what you're trying this month. I mean, that's just, and that's why we're talking about Copilot today is,
good segue.
Having AI into your workflow with Copilot is really going to change how you do business day in, day out. If you use any of their functions like Word or PowerPoint or Excel, you have AI at your fingertips.
You do. I was watching the thing you sent me that talked about what's changed with Copilot, and this thinking about workflow. what this means for a small business owner. So maybe you're struggling with processes. Maybe I call it a battle rhythm. My battle rhythm is my minimum mandatory daily and weekly activities that I do to sustain my business. Right. I've had to map that out and think about that, and I constantly adjust it. That's no more. Theoretically, or not theoretically, practically now Copilot will do that, and that kind of technology will watch your flow for you and say, hey, based on an analysis of the last months of activities, you can ask it, tell me my workflow, and it will tell you what you're doing here, and it can tell you you're wasting 15 minutes every 90 minutes doing this activity that I can automate for you. Or you could even tell it, based on my activity of the last month, produce for me an optimized workflow and help me with that. Can you imagine just sitting here and getting prompted by Copilot to say, hey, today right now is an optimal time to be making a blog post based on your history of blog posts and the engagement that such blog posts have received and the known metrics of the platform that you're trying to blog on. Just plugs you right into a workflow.
It is amazing. I watched the video. I've watched a couple on Copilot, and I really see it as like the tool to integrate every day into your work product. Every single day, all the time, you're having a Copilot with you. And that Copilot is helping you, directing you, and assisting you into being more efficient, have a better product. And this is what blew my mind about Copilot was it has 3 different avenues. You could take a creative avenue, you can take a productive avenue, and I can't remember what the third one is.
Balanced.
Yep. And if you think about that in terms of, today I want to write content and I need to be more creative, Copilot will influence that aspect of your work product. That's in and of itself is mind blowing. Like you have a Copilot to say, okay, I'm going to be creative today. I'm going to help you.
I think there's one other layer behind that. It'll tell you even, hey, maybe you need to be balanced today, or you need to be creative today, based on the trend analysis. So, it's hard to even. I go back to a comment by Robert Scoble, where he a couple of years ago he talked about he made a comment that's resonated with me for years. It's hard to even imagine what's next because we haven't been there yet. But now imagine having the power of 1 million, just throw that arbitrary number out there, but the power of that scalability in your pocket to tell you, hey, Joy, I've noticed that, you do this activity a lot. Would you like to automate that?
Copilot was released a few months ago, but I don't know if it's open for the general public yet. You have to have 11 to have access to it. But one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it is it's because it's what's coming. This is what's coming, and it's going to be just part of our work process, just like the internet was coming 20 years ago, and people were like, no, I'm not going to do it, or a mobile phone going from a BlackBerry to what we have now. This is what's coming as part of our everyday workflow, integrating AI into it for everything that you do.
And that's an important point because it's what's coming, and we need to be aware of that and incorporate it into our businesses, because I often think too, the quote, we're not going to be replaced by these AIs, but we will be replaced by humans with these AIs that are effectively using them. So that's why it's important to know what's coming and to leverage that for your business.
And if you think about how much you're in Excel for your business, or how much you're in Word, or how much you're in PowerPoint for every area of your business, and AI is right there on the toolbar, it does become a part of your everyday function. And the flip side of that is, for us, I was thinking about how does it apply for how we do it, how we use AI now, and it makes it so you don't have to go to this system, this application. It is in one application all the time that can pivot from creativity to balance to productivity right within the document. So you don't have to have one document open you don't have to have 10 documents open or 10 programs open or 10 apps open. You have one. And the efficiency and the time saving of that is.
I'm just thinking, my mind is blown by the possibilities of the workflow. For example, this morning, had to run my wife to work due to she'd be mortified that I'm telling this, but she left her ID on a base, so I had to get her on base to get her. So anyway, but it jammed up my calendar. What if I could, with this technology, have said Copilot, down the road, an iteration or two, my morning's jammed up. Can you balance my calendar for me? Reschedule my calendar, and then it would have read my calendar, said, "Oh, you have a 9:30 appointment with the chiropractor. Let me call the chiropractor, let them know, and rebook you for your next availability, which according to your calendar is 3 p.m." I could with a statement have all that done. That's
where we're heading. That's where
I would submit it's already here. And as I think about that, I'm going to build that next.
Well, and I think too, one of the applications for a small business owner is crafting emails. Yep. You got an email, it can read it. It can go through your history of emails with a particular person. It can read the email that you want it to respond to and respond to it.
I think that's an interesting. There's a cartoon, I think we mentioned this previously, but where someone's doing exactly that. They're using AI to respond to that email. The other side is using AI to receive those emails and boil them down to the touch points. And so it's human to AI to human. I'm also reminded of a book called The Truth Machine that I read years and years ago. And basically somebody invents a truth machine that, basically people end up wearing rings or watches, and they're red or green indicators. And it tells you just at a glance, and it's a perfect algorithm. Like it doesn't, in the book, it does not fail. You can't defeat it. And communication essentially becomes, in this book, you sit down and negotiate. And what happens is people are just like, here's my bottom line. And then the person says, here's my bottom line. Okay, we have a deal or we don't, right? And they walk away from the table. It eliminates so much of the machination of that. So I think that's interesting. I wonder what the effect will be of that, or how there will be an arc of these elaborate uses of AI for communications, but then when it becomes widespread for people to use AI to boil down those, I wonder if it'll just be, what I'm saying? Like it'll just boil down to
what's the end product?
Hey, are you in or are you out? I'm out. Okay.
Well, and I was reading too a story on AI negotiating contracts. I mean, I don't know if I think the surprise is how far it's evolved so quickly. And with the new things that have come out from yesterday, my immediate thought was, look at how many startups are going to be out of business because these new developments from yesterday. And I say the same thing about Copilot. Yep. It will edit pictures, it will edit video, it will write your emails, it will do your financial analysis, it will.
I'm in a seminar right now for AI, and they've had to evolve the seminar itself. At the start of the year, it was leading edge, right? It was
right.
But now the company running the seminar, and to their much kudos, I've watched them evolve over the last 10 months, real time to these changes. And every time they have a model, and then yesterday, OpenAI released these. So on the call yesterday, they were like, "We're pivoting again." And here now, the cool thing what they're doing is they have such experience that in their domain that they're able to quickly inside 24 hours assess the new tool and then how to use that new tool for your business. But it's interesting to watch them real time. I know a lot of people would just throw their hands up and surrender. And in the beginning of the year too, I was building LLMs based on the technology that was available. And a couple times it happened where ChatGPT released an update. I was like, well, okay, never mind. Let me just table that. I have on my hard drive, I have a couple of projects that are completely irrelevant now.
Right.
In the span of weeks were made irrelevant by these developments as fast as they're happening.
Well, and there's no way to, like I probably have 3 video programs that I use to edit videos, and I just try to see which one I like the best. Well, with Copilot, you think about it will edit, make captions, summarize, do all these things. why would I go outside of that? Which is
Yeah.
exactly what they want. But why would I go outside of that? So
You wouldn't. And so that's for the small businesses. It's a great product for all that flow. It's really interesting to see. It's interesting as they become more and more powerful. What's the flow going to be, but relevant to our businesses? Excellent product. The video you sent me is I bet money is AI. That's an AI. That's not a human.
it's definitely AI.
A faceless YouTube channel with an AI script. So it's just interesting. Wheels within wheels. We're talking about a product that does this, and we were educated about the product by an AI, channel. It was very interesting.
Yeah, and I think so. I mean, that's kind of going back to our chatbot discussion, an AI chatbot discussion. When you have access to all of a company's info and can answer a question based on that, that's where education is going. You have customer service 24/7, and not slacking customer service, but up to date customer service response, because AI has the ability to look through everything, summarize everything, analyze everything, and answer your question in seconds.
And with increasingly small sample data, the update that released yesterday, the seminar I'm in, they pointed out that prior to the update yesterday, they needed approximately 300 data points to train a model to sound like you. Now they need 20.
Wow.
So it is really scaling fast. It's interesting.
And this Copilot will be probably your foundational piece for your AI integration. Because if you think about all the programs within a Microsoft Office
ecosystem
suite, I mean, I don't want to say they're going to corner the market, because next week's a new week and who knows. However, for the small business owner, they're going to have a good market to build on.
For the small business owner that uses Microsoft. I was thinking about that. I'm a Mac user, and I was thinking about how that won't be relevant exactly for me, but also I have a different approach to this. But for a small business owner that is using Microsoft, that tool, I think, is going to be a game changer.
Well, and we want our community to embrace it, because it provides efficiency.
Oh yeah.
It's how much more can you get done in an hour if you ask AI to respond to an email, and they can do it, and you only have to edit a little bit.
And how much more revenue producing activity can you? That's the question I've been asking a lot. Is okay, if this scale, if it takes 45 minutes of automated AI level tasks off my head, where can I focus my revenue producing dollars?
Absolutely. And it's exciting. I mean, it really is. We're looking at a whole new way to do business, and to do business where you don't have to be so bottlenecked into the operations of it, that you can do money generating activities to grow your business. And incorporating AI into that is essential.
It truly is, because again, we're going back to the comment. If you don't, you're going to be outrun very quickly by folks who are using it. I mean, it's a scalable thing. We were just talking about scalability before this too, where if you can, even if it's imperfect, if you can hand off tasks to an 80% effective AI,
right? You have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah.
From a business perspective, you have to. So I guess I would say that if you are in the business, and if you're in this Facebook group, you by definition are a business person, and you aren't using AI, you need to be, because or thinking about how to implement that in your business, because you're wasting time if you're not.
Yeah. And it's, one of the things we want to do is like be the bridge. Be the bridge for people to try AI. That we spend hours and try things every day learning. Nobody corners the market. The AI market's too fast, too quick, too much. We just want to point out tools to say, here's something that you should really consider and play with, because it can scale your business, make you money.
Which is the whole point of a business.
Yes. Well, we have a couple exciting things coming up.
What's up?
Next week, we have our first guest coming, Trent Denneman. He's the founder of Elevation Performance Group, and he's going to be our first use case. He's going to tell us how he has incorporated AI into his business model. So we're going to pick his brain because sometimes we get tired of hearing ourselves talk. So we want to hear how somebody else is using AI. So join us next week. And then also we are offering our upcoming course is November 14th. And that's going to be a free AI class. And we're going to talk about social media. We've talked about ChatGPT and incorporating that. We offered 3 classes on that. Now we're going to get into topic specific. And this topic is going to be about incorporating AI into social media, which we both do.
Oh, yes. All day, multiple times a day, every day. Yep. Yeah, we could go on a riff about that, but have you used Canva? Well, let's do it real quick. Talking about tools, if you aren't using Canva for this, you're missing out too. Canva has rolled out a new tool called the Magic Writer or something. I think it's called, but with 5 words, and you can elaborate as necessary. But and I've used this last week. I went in there and I'm visually challenged. I can do the coding and I can have all the ideas, but when it comes to putting them into a graphic, I'm often told by my wife and others that I need to beautify this stuff, right? So in Canva, I've taken to saying just the other day, I was like, please generate a graphic for me for posting on Facebook that can hold information about the market stat of this. And it's producing these beautiful visual graphics that all I have to do is plug that into, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I love Canva. I use it every day. The AI aspect of it, and I've also been playing around with DALL-E.
Okay.
Oh, and we're gonna talk about that because it is so cool. And I'm not like you. Graphics aren't my strong suit until now. And I just love it. And you have to do, you can give it the most simplest of prompts and get the most beautiful things. So we're going to talk about, and I think that starts after Trent.
Okay.
We're going to talk about creating graphics and art with different tools. And I'm really excited about that because that's not my strong suit either. And it really makes me look good.
Yeah, it does really good. I see your posts. They're awesome.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.